Anyone
can be underrated.
as fuck.
You are now tuning into the latest episode of the Underrated as Fuck podcast.
Hosted by the one and only Bliss.
And you already know, Mighty Zay.
Yo, what is good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Underrated AF podcast. This is episode 33. That's a palindrome. It's the same forward as it is backwards.
What is a palindrome to you? Momentum.
Oh, yeah. I always think of like an airplane or something. A palindrome. I don't know why. But, all right, y'all. So before we get into anything else, we're going to get right into this week's news on music. All right, so big topic. Big Sean. Better Me Than You album. Give me your take.
I wasn't expecting something super hype from that, but I did like the album that he put out. I thought it was pretty well put together, what he wanted to do. It's something really chill. So that was.
Could you compare it to something he released before,
Nope.
or is this like something?
This is like he's never done something like this before.
Mm-hmm.
I don't
You
think
want my take?
Do you want your take? Take it.
I'm dead. So my take on this, I thought it was a good album as well. There's a couple tracks I added to the likes. My feedback, I guess maybe my review on it is
There we go.
I just didn't expect it to be an album of just venting. Which there was a lot of talking, and dude was like doing
it was just like spiritual grateful.
It was like an audio journal.
Yeah.
Almost. But no, I feel like
audio journal with beats.
He knows that. I mean, maybe he tried to make a couple bangers out of the songs, like that song Yes. Or
I don't know no songs names.
Well,
I just
this other one, it's called Precision. He's like something about bang. Remember? See me on a block like
I sent you
bang.
that song. It was like Dark Void or The Void or
Black Void.
Black Void. There we go.
That was a good one.
That was good. I think that was the best song.
I hadn't heard it before you texted it to me, and you're like, "Yo, this is the best song on the album," or whatever. But now that you had said that, by the time I got to it, I kind of listened to see why. You know what I mean? So I played it. It took a minute, the intro, to build up. But
the song as a whole, I was like,
I would agree with you. I think that was probably one of the best songs on the album
for sure.
Mm-hmm. The other ones that I liked a lot was the song that he did for his kid called On Up.
Oh yeah.
That was a good one. But yeah, as far as replayability, what would you say about the album? You know what I mean? As far as you're not gonna hear this at a party.
For me to go back and replay an album, I really need to feel that vibe. So for me to actually want to go back and replay the whole album, I'd probably do it maybe 2-3 more times.
Out of just being a fan of Big Sean, or is that you know what I mean?
Maybe a little bit of both. Maybe it still hit a vibe. I'm still a fan of Sean, and there was some good music in there, but there is some skippable songs. But I feel like the album was not too bad.
So
an official rating for
could
me
you
for
rate
the album?
it? Yeah, 1 out of 10.
7.5.
I feel like a lot of stuff is landing in the 7s this year. It's decent, but there's nothing like blowing the roof off. You know what I mean?
52.
So I like the album. He was clear what he wanted to do with this album. Right. You know what I mean? It wasn't some hype train, but I'd probably rate it I feel like this one I would give it one of those weird ratings of a 7.8. You know what I mean? I don't know why. I feel like in certain moments it can push to an 8. You know what I'm saying? But it's got to be those certain moments, because you're not just going to really get in the car and play this music. Bump this. Yeah. You know what I mean? So
you can, but it's just
So I feel I feel like it pleases a certain audience, and I think it did its job. So I guess no bad feedback from me. Would you agree?
Yeah.
Same thing. Anything else on the Big Sean?
B.I.G.
Another chapter in the book. Now let's turn the page, and then we need some bangers. We need a little No Flavor.
Remember Paradise?
I was just gonna say something about that. Like blessings and all that. Yeah,
that was hard.
that was hype. Big Sean.
Where he had like the black and white album cover.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was like probably like one of peak Big Sean right there. Right?
Yeah, that was like.
So yeah, excited for his next release.
That was pretty cool.
And wait,
good time in life.
On the Big Sean topic, wasn't this like a comeback album? Didn't he go like kind of? He like disappeared for a while.
I don't think none of these albums are comeback albums anymore. Bro, all these artists are just disappearing for a while and then drop in when they need some, or whenever they feel like they want to vent. Now,
I thought you could say money when they need some.
Well, yeah, but it's just like, I don't know. Like, I just feel like the music industry is just different nowadays. Like, you know what I mean? I don't feel like it's just like back then. Like artists was just making stuff all the time just because they love doing it. Now it's just all like, how much money can you get for this album and this tour? All right, how much money can you get for this appearance, for that, for this album, for this song, for this feature, for that?
Really businessy.
Yeah, everything's very like transactional rather than like leaving
just like
a moment. Yeah, right.
I like that take. That's a good take. So how do you feel about Bliss not having released something in a little bit? Does that have anything to do with your transactional or?
You're the Frank Ocean of my life. I ain't seen you as 6 years, boy. No, just play. But it is really cool to hear like what you've done so far, and I'm super excited to hear the feedback of what your fans have to say for this upcoming album. Like for me, just to see like the feedback for this is going to be really cool.
I agree. So, other than the Big Sean album, there was another album that kind of caught me off guard a little bit. I wasn't too familiar with the artist, but he goes by the name of Destroy Lonely. And you're pretty familiar, right?
Right.
At least as far as like a few hit singles he had, right? Because you were telling me,
bitch, I wake up, no stylist.
I wake up,
no stylist. No help. I did this. Yeah.
So you're a fan of just him as an artist? You're a fan, or like how do you feel about it?
Yeah, I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Not bad.
You make something I can vibe to, I mess with you.
So Destroy Lonely released an album called Love Lasts Forever. And I'll just give my review, my take on it, because it's kind of, I don't really know the artist. This is kind of like fresh for me. It's kind of new, but I'm gonna rate it. You know what? I might rate this like an 8.2. You know what I'm saying? I think this is better than a lot of albums I've heard as of late. And
it was pretty cool.
Although it may not be my genre,
a little chaotic,
you know, in particular, because it kind of has, like we were talking about it earlier, kind of has some sort of like a little Uzi, trippy red mashed up. Like it's some new era kind of music. Not really my taste, but if stuff sounds good, you got good beats, I'm gonna mess with it. And I think this was a solid album for a newer artist that's coming up right now. So that's my take on Destroy Lonely, Love Lasts Forever. What's your take on the album? Because you didn't really hear it, but I was kind of like surface level playing it for you a little bit.
From what I heard, there was like 5 songs that I'll go back to, and I'll probably
you only heard the first half.
The more of the half that we were getting into started turning into something crazy.
I'm dead. Yeah, it started getting a little like.
Yeah, I was like, whoa. That chaotic, rhythmic, like, whoa.
What'd you say over there about these kind of beats? Like, what are these kind of beats?
I forgot the word for it.
It's okay. Like, describe it though.
It's just like chaotic melody. It's like
just a collage of sounds turned into a beat.
It's basically a car crash with the violin playing and then some guy rapping over all of that going on at once.
You know what I envisioned? A cars crashing and then instantly a tree and like flowers blossoming out of it. So it's like chaos, but it's like
beautiful chaos
at the same time. Yeah,
beautiful chaos.
That's funny. So what? I mean, I guess you can't really give like a full rating, but like what's your hype level? I guess
the songs that I did hear and I did like, I would have to say I'd probably rate that like probably like a 7.5 too.
Okay, so let's break down the rating system because I feel like everything's getting like a 7. So
So you're asking me and I'm giving you a rating.
So what's the 7 though? What is it?
It's cool. 7's like cool.
So what would give it like a 6? You know, what gives an album like a 6?
If there's more songs I don't like, then I do like.
Okay, and then what would give it like above an 8 for you?
The vibe's there, the beats are there, the message is there,
Like replayability or no?
repayability, you know, and then a 9 is all that notched up, and then a 10 is like,
So a 9 or a 10 is potentially like an album of the year kind of
yeah,
thing?
yeah.
Okay. All right, makes sense. I just wanted to clarify because we've been giving a lot of 7s recently.
It's been a lot of 7 activity.
It's been a lot of 7 activities. You know what I'm saying?
Jesus, step your game up.
So other than the album, what do you think about the artist Destroy Lonely? Is this something to look forward to? Is he promising? You know what I mean?
Yes.
Yes and yes.
Yes.
Any other questions?
Yes.
Yes on that too.
Confirmation. No,
All
but
right.
I mean, he's cool. I think that he's somebody that could potentially make some really good stuff. He's made some really good stuff previously, so I wouldn't doubt him on making really
Lot
good
of
stuff in
potential.
the future. Yeah.
Nice. So looking forward to any Destroy Lonely music in the future. There's one other like newsy topic with the music. So we were
Newsy.
expecting an A$AP Rocky album. That didn't happen, but he did release a single.
I'm super hyped for this. Like,
So,
I love A$AP.
Did you hear the single? It's called Taylor
It's pretty hard.
Swift or
Swift.
something like that with the F.
Yeah.
What'd you feel on that? What was your take?
That's cool. It's cool.
Not bad. Not bad. Is this you just said you were hyped, but like does this add to your hype level for the album? What is it called? Don't Go Dumb or something?
I don't ever look at one song for a whole album. Like, one song can't capture me on a vibe of the whole album. Like, you know what I mean?
So as a single though.
So as a single, it's pretty cool.
Not
Like,
bad.
yeah, and I'm still looking forward to this album.
I'm looking forward to it because I could see a lot of the quality in the production.
Jody.
Yeah. But I could wait, what? I'm dead. But yeah, like I can
yeah.
tell that there's definitely a high budget on this album. You know what I mean? Just by looking at the
Well, it's
visuals.
A$AP. And A$AP got Rihanna. They spending money.
Yeah, I'm pretty hype about this.
Yeah.
Pretty hype. Am I setting myself up for disappointment?
Well, we live in a day and age of where that's relevant, so yes.
I mean, I was kind of expecting a lot from Big Sean.
I told you not to, though.
I know, but it didn't like. I'm not mad about it. Or
Right,
nothing.
no,
like,
right.
oh, this is what it was. Okay, like that's what it was. With
It was
Big
still,
Sean.
but it was still good though. But with this, I think there's gonna be a little bit more than the Big
From
Sean.
the couple singles I've heard so far,
Right.
Hijack, and then I guess now this one, right, the Taylor Swift. I'm expecting some bangers
Same,
in here,
same.
and this is A$AP music, right? So A$AP Rocky, they have their own sound, so I
That'd
don't
be
know.
cool.
This could be.
Hopefully, he puts that attitude back in the music.
This
Like,
could be
that'd be
something.
Cool. That'd
This
be
could
cool.
be something.
I would like to have a new album to where I could just be bumping from beginning to end. Like,
So I'm not gonna set my expectations too high because I don't want to disappoint myself. But I will say, if he does go off on this album and there is bangers, and I'm excited to see if A$AP Rocky could potentially give us like an album of the year. I don't know. That would be hard.
that would be cool. I'm always voting for somebody to have an album of the year because that's what I want. I want music I could just vibe to, bump
Lord
to.
Pretty Flocka.
Jody, come on, man.
So we'll see when it really. When do you think he's gonna drop? Because apparently it was gonna be the 30th, August 30th.
It'll probably be when I go to Florida to fight.
So by the end of the month,
September?
September. Okay. Well, we'll see what A$AP has to drop. All right, y'all. So, any other like topics you wanted to talk about before we jump into the workshop? Video gaming, movie, news.
All right, so with Wukong, I'm super excited to play Wukong, but we can't play that yet.
yeah, we can't play.
Can't play that yet. So I ended up downloading since Alien was it's everywhere right now. So everything.
Oh, the Alien game.
I went and bought it and I downloaded it and it was only like $12. There was a sale going on. It was like $10 or $12, and I was gonna start that up, but then I ended up playing Rocket League with you. But there was so much.
One of the
alien...
greatest games of our generation.
But I think this weekend I'm gonna be playing that, or I just like started at least.
Hard. Well, since you brought up some video games, I just have to say a couple things. One, Rocket League is amazing. Two, Black Ops 6 feels pretty good, and I was playing it. Excited for that release. And three, I kind of want to see what's up with this new open world Star Wars game.
It does look good.
Star Wars Outlaws, they're saying...
I'm not gonna lie, I seen a couple videos.
I mean, I've heard some weird stuff about it, but I've heard like genuinely good reviews.
It does look pretty cool.
And the game was made by Massive, which is the company that made The Division. So, you know what game that is?
Did you see like whenever you try to shoot at the pet, what the pet does?
Oh, it plays dead.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
He's like pew pew, and he goes ah. Like I was like, oh, that's cool.
So, I mean,
Little
that's
details
something I
I'm a
kind of
big
want to
fan
jump
of.
into. We'll see what happens because
I'll watch you
time,
play.
and then not only that, this is a game that I have to buy now. I'm used to just having everything for free on Xbox. So, we'll see. But other than that, you ready to jump into the workshop?
Workshop it is.
All right, so check this out. Let me frame this real quick.
Checking.
So I had somebody kind of like talk to me recently about kind of going through like an epiphany and like kind of makes him sad a little bit that he's not able to please everybody.
Why is that his job?
And no, well, that's why we're going to dig into it. But I don't know, you kind of want to, as an artist, you kind of want to appeal to the masses. You know what I mean? You want everybody to love your art. Like, you work so hard.
Want is a hell of a thing.
You work so hard on your craft that, let's just say your friend group, right?
Right.
You work so hard on a song, and let's just say, like, two of your friends are like, yo, this is it. And then you got another friend in there that's like,
oh, that ain't bad.
Like, you know, you're all right. You keep working at it. And then you got another friend that's like, nah, come on, bro.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that was me talking about this, like, metaphorical friend group. I'm trying to, like, explain that's what it's like in the bigger picture of the masses, too. So if you thought you had 2 supporters and 2 haters, well, guess what? In the big grand scheme of things, you're going to have 10,000 haters and 10,000 supporters. Right?
Don't matter to me. Right.
So, I mean, the hate comes with the
love.
Praise, right? Or the love.
You have to take the negative with the positive, and you got to roll through what you got.
So, what do you have to say? Because it's not really like people pleasing, but it's like,
I feel like if you're trying to please everybody, that's people pleasing. Like if you, like, you have your crowd and you have your groups that you know that you're gonna do well in and excel in, and then there's other groups that you try to force yourself in, and then you know that things aren't really panning out however you think they might. And that's when I think that people pleasing comes in about, whenever they try to force themselves to make everybody else happy whenever they're not really happy. It's like, if you're not happy in a situation, take a step back.
and then in your opinion or your, like, perspective, how do you know if you're people pleasing versus kind of creating what you want to create? You know what I mean? How can you differentiate that for someone that
are you
that
having
doesn't understand
fun
that?
doing what you're doing, or is what you're doing stressing you out to make other people have fun?
I feel like it's hard.
What's hard?
Like, figuring that out. Are you people pleasing or are you doing what you love? Because
You just got to sit back and ask yourself, am I having fun doing what I'm doing in this moment right now?
well,
or
because
am
I
not?
feel like I was thinking about me right now, and I was like, I am doing what I love to do, but sometimes I do aim to kind of make something sound appealable to, like, a wide variety of people. You know what I mean? Like, or no? But
Well,
I mean, I
there's-
guess I'm not
there's-
necessarily people pleasing.
Yeah, it's just levels. It's just levels to it. Like,
You know what I mean?
You know what I mean? Like, for you, what you're doing in your lane, you have to worry about something like that. But somebody on a day-to-day basis is going to work, going home, going to work, going home, doing this, doing that, going home, rinse and repeat. Are they people? Are they friends? Are their friends only their friends because they're people pleasing friends, or
You know who people pleases a lot?
I can't name quite a few.
My mom.
Ooh.
No, she people pleases to the point where she'll get taken advantage of. You know what I mean or not?
I feel like your mom's too smart for that.
No, but she's also way too nice.
Your mom's really nice, but she's
You know what
smart, and she's not gonna take like no slack.
Can you be a people pleaser without it being negative?
Yeah, yeah.
So dig into that real quick.
Well, it's just like setting the tone right. Like, do I want to make everybody have a good time or just me? So sometimes, if you want everybody to have a good time, then you're gonna need to compromise a couple things that will. What you think that you'd only like me, like I love green.
So what do you think
Would
about?
I make the whole house green? No.
What do you think about people pleasing with boundaries?
Yeah, that's how it's
Is that
supposed
possible?
to be. I think as a human being, if you don't set boundaries for everything that you do, you're doing life wrong. Because then you have no direction of where you're going. It's just kind of like, oh, maybe I'll go over here and then come back over here and then go straight again and then I'll drift out. And no, it's just like I need to stick on to this. Like this is who I am.
Yeah, I agree. Oh, I get what you're saying, and I had an epiphany kind of. Don't people please to the point where you're changing yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
But if you're okay with going out of your way to do something, cool. But if you're becoming uncomfortable,
Oh, because that's also a love language too. That's called acts of service. So acts of service, that's like when people like their love language is like low key people
is
pleasing.
like doing stuff for
Just
people.
doing things for people. Like let's just say you were coming home and I don't know, there was like shoes on the floor and I don't know, like, and I just decided to move those and just make it look a little more neat. So when you got home, you didn't see just that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It's kind of like that, like acts of service, just
So
like little things. Just
is
like
people pleasing being considerate?
yeah.
Because I'm trying to differentiate
To a point.
the negative versus the positive of that. Because
Well, that's a blurred line.
it seems people pleasing seems like it's a negative. Like I don't just hearing that seems negative. You know
No,
what I mean?
like everything is people pleasing now.
But if you want to just be factual about it, it's not negative or positive. It's kind of whatever
Yeah.
you allow it to
Right,
be.
right.
Or no?
I would say, yeah.
Is that what it is?
I would agree with that.
Well,
you allow it to be.
so the other kind of like little side path that we can take on this is what do you got to say for the people that they care about people pleasing to the extent to where the negativity is affecting them?
You gotta take a step back. And
know
if
what I
you're
mean?
not grown enough to be able to take a step back, then you're just gonna live in that anxiety-filled moment. It's hard, like trying to like always think for other people, like all the time. So if that's what you're doing, like it's a lot of stress and just a lot of energy that's burdening.
I feel like it's like human nature, though, isn't it? To try to fit in,
society,
to try to be
yeah.
a part of a group,
Yeah.
to try to be a part of a, you know what I mean? To be a part of something bigger than yourself.
Yeah, just depending on like how you was
I
raised.
feel like if you don't know what you're doing, you can get trapped in like this.
Oh my god, a cult.
Yeah, that or like trapped, lost, trying to appease these other people. You know.
So you're just trying to get their approval.
So.
What do you mean by
How
that?
do
What
you-
you just said?
Oh no, I just meant like you find yourself kind of lost because you're trying to please everybody. These people aren't taking it the way you thought they would. These people love it. You know what I mean? So it puts you.
Wait, so now you're doing the acts of service, and now you're putting an expectation on how you would receive your attention from the acts of service? Because then,
I'm just trying to-
that's putting a negative on that positive.
I'm just trying to put myself in the shoes of somebody that isn't aware of what they're doing, but they're people pleasing. So I want to bring some sort of, because knowledge is power, right? So
Right.
I want to just bring a thought into that person's brain so they can probably benefit from that thought, right? So if a person finds themselves people pleasing and in return they find themselves either like getting depressed because people aren't pleasing them back, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm just trying to like help that kind of person. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I think well, what do you think? But in my opinion, I feel like, is it just awareness?
Consideration, awareness. There's a lot of like elements that go into
Or
that
like, how
to
do you
make
not
it
let it affect you in a
pure.
negative way? You know what I mean?
You got to take away expectations. I think there's too many expectations on like what's going on now.
You think it has a little bit to do with being transactional?
Well, that's
So
expectations.
don't be transactional?
Yeah.
Or what?
It's like I'm expecting you to give me this after I do this for you. So, you know what I'm saying?
So kind of bringing it to the artist thing. Maybe not make a song and expect everybody to like it.
I say just make the
You know
song.
what
I say just make the song, and whoever likes it likes it.
Or yeah, that's a good way to frame it too, though.
That's what makes it authentic.
Instead of making it and okay, these people are gonna like it, these people aren't. How about you just make the music for the people that are gonna like it?
Or you just make the music. You just make the music for yourself, and whoever enjoys that with you will show.
That's what I try to do.
I'm not fighting for anybody else. I fight for me because I enjoy fighting, and I enjoy the competition. And whoever enjoys
What
watching
about
me
Arizona
fight,
though? You fight for Arizona, don't you?
whoever enjoys watching me fight, y'all can watch me fight. You know what I'm saying? So, and I think that's really cool. But I don't think that anybody should specifically make something for a specific group of people unless you're just stuck in a genre of something. I think
0% people please when it comes to
yourself and your create. Yeah, correct.
Because if you try to people please when you're trying to
distorting
just
your
create,
image.
yeah, that's a good one. I like that. You're actually tarnishing
Yeah.
the art itself,
Right.
Because it's not pure after that.
Boom.
So 0% people pleasing when it comes to art. Okay,
When it comes to art.
but when it comes to relationships,
Oh, that's different.
That's different, right?
That's two parties.
because we want to be considerate,
Right.
too.
Right. So you have to compromise.
So yeah, so with the music, it's kind of it's just an output. With the relationship, it's kind of like a give and a take. So there's like a two-way,
Right.
right. But then okay, so where does the transactional stuff come in? Because that two-way thing is transactional.
So now, instead of that, I think whenever you add expectations into that, that's when it becomes transactional. Like, I'm doing this for you because I'm expecting you to give me this reaction.
In this two-way street, don't expect what's coming back.
Don't expect nothing. Just
put in with
give
what you're okay
what you
with.
have, and then if they're okay with it, cool. If not, move on. Or cool. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, I can't like give you. I'm not gonna bring you a bottle of water and then expect you to be like, "Oh my god, thank you so much. I was so thirsty." No, it's just like,
Right, you bring me water and like you've been waiting a week for like $2 on Zelle or something, and it just never comes.
oh my god,
You're gonna find yourself lost.
where's my $2?
What's going on? So how could somebody survive as a people pleaser?
You can't.
You
Unless
just said to not have expectations.
you just said survive as a people pleaser.
Yeah. So you could still be a people pleaser, but just don't please with the expectation of somebody
Just
pleasing
don't
you.
overgive. You can't overgive. Like,
Are you a people pleaser?
I'm just me. Whatever the side effects of me is.
That was such an egotistical like answer. No, like
No.
I know you're just you, but do you people please or no?
I'm very considerate, and I compromise for a lot of people in my group.
Mm-hmm. See, there's better words for being a people pleaser. It's just being considerate, right?
I feel like that's probably like that's probably why the people like see it as a negative way, because there's levels to everything, right? And I feel like I'm what's the word I just said?
Levels.
There's levels to, no.
People pleasing.
No, before that. What did I call people? Status? No.
Oh, being courteous or yeah.
What was it? Considerate. There we go.
Considerate.
All right, so there's levels to this stuff. So let's just say considerate's right here. 3 levels up, there's people pleasing. So I'm being considerate of me and the people around me. Now more levels up, the higher it goes. Now I'm getting to people pleasing, to where I'm not really considering myself. I'm more considering other people than myself. But me, I think about myself in every situation. How can I benefit, and how can they benefit just as much as me?
That's selfish.
No. How can they benefit just as much as I benefit?
Mm-hmm. You gotta be selfish though.
It's compromise.
Selfish is a bad word for it, but you gotta help yourself first. Always.
Well, how can you help other people if you can't even help yourself?
Yeah. I know, that's why I'm using selfish, but it's actually a good thing.
No. That's compromise.
No.
That's compromise. At the end of the day, I feel like that's compromise. Like whenever, so like, let's just say if there is a to-do list and there was 10 things on that to-do list that I needed everybody to do to make me happy, That's not cool. That's selfish. Like if you're expecting all 10 things done to
That
make
sounds
yourself
like a narcissist.
that levels. Narcissist at the top. You know what I mean? So now you being selfish, you expect all those to be done for yourself. Like, you know what I mean? But now if there's other people in the picture, now you have to start knocking a couple things off that list to make everybody feel just as welcome as you feel.
So what do you call somebody? I can't think of the word, but what do you call somebody that always just people pleases? Like a suck up?
Maybe like an empath? Like a socio-empath?
And like just a person that gets taken advantage of like completely.
Call that a sucker.
You call that a sucker. So
Yeah, I mean, that sucks. I think you may be just too overly generous and you don't know how to set boundaries to let people respect you enough to understand where you feel comfortable and where you don't feel comfortable.
McLovin.
McLovin.
So basically what I got out of the whole people pleasing thing is when it comes to you outputting like art or something else, something like that, or you doing your profession like fighting, right? Don't. It's just an output. Do not intake anything. Don't intake. I would even go as far as don't intake good feedback. Don't intake bad feedback. F the haters.
Well, if you see all like other celebrities and all, pretty much everybody, nobody reads comments.
Yeah,
nobody reads comments.
What's the point of that? Because there's gonna be haters and there's gonna be lovers.
There's gonna be lovers, haters, and everything in between.
So that's why I'm just making the point of saying don't even intake anything
at all
when it comes to an art form.
Just give. If that's what you feel comfortable.
Like, what if somebody came up to you, random guy, and be like, "Oh yeah, you all right, bro?" Like,
I'd be like, "Yo, appreciate."
Yeah, does it matter? Like, honestly, does it
matter?
matter?
I would never see that guy again.
And then okay, now you got these people saying, "Yo, you're the best fighter ever."
I'd be like, "Yo, appreciate." Same thing.
Preach.
Yeah. Yeah, y'all get the same love. Like,
that's why, like, just don't input anything.
Yeah.
Just output everything when it comes to an art or a profession.
Here's my canvas. Here's my art on that canvas. Y'all can enjoy it. Y'all can hate it. That's not for me to like fight for y'all
like
to
that.
love.
You like doing that. So why would anybody's input matter?
Right.
So that's that. But and then also when it comes to relationships, stuff like that, I feel like you gotta be considerate, which is a little bit of people pleasing, but you also gotta remember yourself too, right?
Well, those are the boundaries.
Mm-hmm. So be people please with boundaries.
Yeah. Because if you overly give and now you don't have nothing, and then now you're expecting other people to give you the same what you gave them, and they're not going to do that because they're their own people. They have different languages. Mm-hmm. You're putting expectations on them, and that's bad. Expectations are always bad.
So I like that. I hope I was able to give that guy some perspective, your perspective, my perspective.
Grow some nuts, grow some boundaries, get some goals in life, do some push-ups.
Do some push-ups. Hey, speaking of push-ups, how's your fitness journey going so far?
Yo,
leading up to your fight,
I have never looked this good weighing this much.
I'm dead. I thought you were gonna go off on like some overzealous like. I had never looked this good.
Yo, no, for real though. I've never like even in high school. Like I was yoked in high school, but now I have the size with the strength and the stamina
and the lean
endurance, my
lean
speed.
muscle.
I'm lean. Things are just going great. I'm getting really good sleep. I'm drinking water. I'm sticking to like a pretty decent diet. And I'm going to say pretty decent. Not like excellent, but not like somewhat good or good. No, it's like pretty decent. Everything I have right now is just fueling for what I'm supposed to be doing. So right now, my mindset feels like everything is connected now with my body and my soul. So now everything is just kind of feeding itself to just go further. And
so we're in a good spot right now?
We're in a really good spot. Yeah.
That's good. What was it like a couple weeks back? You were like, bro, I got to lose this amount of weight.
Yeah.
And you were like,
I'm stressing. So after my last fight, I ended up going on like, that was probably like a self-destructive thing that I had.
Just getting comfortable or what?
No, I think it was more of like a self-destructive thing because
why?
I didn't really feel that satisfied with my last performance.
Mm-hmm.
Just knowing what I can do and what I didn't do, for me, it's always gonna eat at me. I don't care what nobody else says. So I think I kind of went on like a little self-destructive binge, and I was just eating, and my workouts weren't even like that efficient. or that effective, and I don't know. It was just kind of just seeming like I'm just, and then I remember waking up one day and I was like, all right, no more this, no more that. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do that. We're gonna do this, and I stuck to everything I said. Literally everything I said I was doing, and right now I'm reaping the benefits of sacrificing my comfortabilities from then to right now.
So are you feeling good because you have hit a certain milestone? You know what I mean? Remember you were saying that you finally got into the 50s?
Yeah.
Remember?
Oh, that's nice. That's super nice.
Like,
yeah.
how did that feel for you when you finally got to the 150s or whatever?
Put it this way. I've been working for 2 weeks. I have no money, and this is payday. That's what that was like. I got my money. Like, let's go do some things. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Let's go spend this. Like,
you're looking down at the scale.
Woo! Yes, sir. No, but it's so rewarding and so beneficial to see the hard work in live time. Mm-hmm. Sometimes you can't really appreciate it, but that's, I mean, with this aspect of the game, you can, because I take pictures of my progress. You know what I mean? So I can see.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, all the time.
Like in the mirror or like what?
Yeah, just quick, like front, back, side. That way I can keep track of like what workouts are really hitting those specific areas that I'm really targeting.
You ever get like sort of like a body dysmorphia, where you'll look and you'll be like, damn, my arm looks like that, but like in reality you got muscle, right? But do you ever see it like that?
24/7, 365.
So how do you get over that? The like weird.
You don't.
It's your mind.
You just learn to live with it, and you have to learn to tell your mind to shut up. Like, your mind can be a very negative person against yourself.
I know. So what I'm asking though is, like, if you go and you like kill a workout, like, and you can feel let's just say you could feel your arm, and it's just like, oh, like I feel strong. Like,
you get the pump, you get the striations.
Does that kind of ease the body dysmorphia? That if you ever get, I don't even know if you suffer from something like that, but
I would have to say probably it's probably like very momentary satisfaction.
I feel like if you ever eat some bullshit, then you're really like
well, because you can feel it. You can feel it. Like, if you
grab your little skin right there, you're like, bruh, I'm fat.
Yeah, so like if I can grab this, like, I don't know, like I can tell.
You can tell how good you're doing by how thick this is. I'm dead.
Swear. Like, whenever you get to a point to wherever you're really like micromanaging everything like that, you could really.
It's like how thick your skin is. Like, can I just grab it, or is it like a
thick ass skin? Like, you know what I mean? But like.
That's funny.
Yeah, for me, doing it for so long, I've had the knowledge to be able to be like, okay, I'm at this point. This is what I need to do. And if I stick to this, I'll get there. If I stray off, it's going to be really hard to get there, but eventually I'll get there. Mm-hmm. Which path do I want to take? The right path, the hard path, it's up to me.
So this guy's in trouble.
They're all in trouble now. I'm locked in.
Everyone's in trouble.
Everybody's in trouble.
Well, this is cool. I mean, you're fighting for another belt, right?
Fighting for another title. So, yeah.
This ain't no just your Joe Schmo run-of-the-mill fight.
No, he looks like a pretty good, like, pretty
No, not
dude.
the dude. I'm talking about the fight. Like, it's not just your, fight number 6. Like, no, title fight. Right?
I don't take any, like, even if it was a title fight or if it wasn't a title fight, like, I would still take this fight. It doesn't matter, because to me, like, the accolades.
I'm trying to, like give him some props, and he's over here getting all technical.
Yeah, like the accolades. I don't
know. All Zay does is title fights.
Title fights, bar fights. It don't matter to me. I do whatever.
Title fights, bar fights. What do you want, bub? I'm dead. So
shout out Damage.
Shout out Florida.
Shout out Florida. Waco. Shout out Waco. Shout out Coach.
Coach for going out of his way.
Always making things happen.
To make everything happen.
Dude, Coach is a boss.
He's like next level.
Dude, Coach is next level. Like, real talk. He's so underrated. That is the most underrated person I know.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So Florida's going to be really dope. September 28th. It's going to be a title fight. I'm going to be in Florida from the 26th to the 29th. It looks like I'll be arriving Wednesday around a little later. And then...
So if you're a fan and you're in Florida, hit him up.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, that'd be hard. Yo, that would be hard.
That'd be cool. You know, Mighty Zay, can I get a signature?
But after the fight, though, talk to me after the fight. Because I'm going to be locked in and I don't want y'all to get no type of like, oh, he didn't look at me some type of way. Like,
you know that funny stuff they say about like LeBron? Like these kids trying to take pictures with him and he's like, watch out. Like
he's locked in.
So don't mess with somebody when they're locked in.
I'm not going to lie. I just seen LeBron doing squats for the first time. My boy.
My boy's got kicks. Let me tell you.
Yeah, he was trying to throw it back rather than squat. I mean, I don't know.
Yo, for an old man, his back is doing great. Let me tell you.
Pause.
He throwing that back. You know, so I dare
Throwing
if you
it
haven't
out.
already. Look up LeBron doing squats.
With his personal trainer. Yo, he's gonna get fucked up. Like,
Where he's like doing the squat, his personal trainer. Like,
no.
I'm dead. All right, man. So, anything else for the episode, or we'll just see him next week?
At the end of the day, don't overplease too much. You have to make sure you respect yourself, respect those around you. And the only way you're gonna get respect is if you give it. So until somebody else tarnishes that, do what you must.
Mm-hmm.
Be grown, be decisive, make mistakes.
Don't over people please, but be considerate.
Yeah.
And when it comes to your craft, block out any input, any feedback. No good, no bad. Put out whatever you want to put out.
Blocking out the haters.
All right, y'all. So this has been another episode of the Underrated AF Podcast. We're going to see you next week for episode 34. We getting up there, my boy.
Shit.
What are we hitting again? Like maybe like 40-something? 45 or
46, I
something?
think it was like that.
All right, y'all. We're coming to it. It's already going to be the last end of the year coming up.
We stroking this year.
Bro, just... All right, y'all. Peace.